Hey folks, it's Finn. So, this is one of those moments where Finn's diary becomes interactive and you get to choose option A, option B or option C. Well, I'm only kidding, but I could really do with a place to share some stuff. Tends to be where I do all my thought processing, and you often say things that really help, so let's do that. So all the lovely FinnFammers will know that life has got a little bit complicated at the moment. Mum took a very poor turn for the worst in terms of her health. It's become clear that she's going to need far more support, and I've made a decision to move from Dawlish to Eastbourne so that I can be here for her if it is coming towards the end of her time, and if it isn't, to support her in getting more care at home or possibly moving into a nursing home, taking over her finances as well and looking after all of that. So there's a lot of work to be done there. At the same time, I've just had surgery which went well, thank God, but still recovering from it. And now I am due to start my final module for my Open Uni degree. My final module starts tomorrow and it runs until next July, and then I graduate. So I will be fully graduated with a psychology degree in 2018, which is amazing. It's been a long time coming because I started it in 2010. I was really excited about coming to the end of my degree. But with all that's going on, I'm worried that I just haven't got the space to do it physically or mentally. If it wasn't my final module, it might be a bit different. But so far, I am full distinction all the way through, so I'm on for a first. And I'd like to keep it that way. I possibly might be able to scrape through, but if I scrape through and drop marks, I'm not going to be very happy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell myself short. The option is to defer doing the module. So rather than do it this October, I stop now and I do it next October. I've been speaking to my advisor. One of the most amazing things about Open Uni is that if you have difficult circumstances, mental health issues or something like that, you have access to an advisor who can support you and present you with different options available. And this is what we've been talking through. But I don't know if I want to defer. I think I want the space it provides, but I don't want the time. If I could defer for just a couple of months, that'd be ideal, but I can't. I'm really short of options because if I defer now, I can have a year off and then restart in October. If I keep going with this module and say it gets to January or February and it's too much and I have to drop it, because of the way the fees work, I have to have a whole year clear of studying before I can restart and get funding for it. So if I stop this October, that gives me a whole year study free, then I can start next October. If I stop in January, then I have to go to the January afterwards, which means I won't be able to start October's presentation in 2018. I'd have to wait till 2019. So really, it's really important I make the decision now, because if I don't make the decision now, I could end up making things a lot worse for myself. I feel like I've got to make this decision with such little information, really, because it all depends on how things go. I mean, in the new year, once I'm moved, once we've done all the power of attorney stuff and that's all settled, that will take a lot of stress off. Mum might be in more of a settled state in the new year. You know, we might have her back home with care, we might have her in a nursing home, but I'm trying to make decisions on things I don't know. So, I don't know. Every time someone says to me, just power through it, Finn, you'll be alright, I find myself getting defensive and saying, I don't know how I'm going to do it. So that's kind of telling me that my instinct is that right now I need to stop and have a break. But I just feel so gutted to add on another year. So I've been speaking to lots of friends and they've been giving me all different sorts of thoughts and, you know, playing devil's advocate. And I was speaking to somebody yesterday and they pointed out that, you know, if this is the end of Mum, if we are coming to end of life stuff, do I really want to be spending whatever time I've got left with her running off from her to try and hand in essays? You know, don't I want the quality time? And that's true, but with mum, the trouble is, you see, she can often look like it's end of time, and then she bounces back. Someone else pointed out that what happens if I defer now and we get her all settled, but then in October she takes a turn for a worse. That's true, but I guess if that happens, by that time I'll have already moved and power of attorney will be done and things will be a lot more settled. It's just because there is so much happening at once. If it was just mum and study, I could probably manage it, but it's everything else. So can I simplify anything else? I could not move. But if I don't move, I've got to somehow support mum from Dawlish, which is adding even more stress. It's clear to me I need to move from Dawlish anyway. It's the right time, but I could put that off until after I finish this module. But then who's going to look after mum? I mean, I could say, well, social services and that, but I want to do it. I want to take care of mum. This is not me feeling obligated or pushed into a situation. I want to. I've made peace with my past and with my mum, and it just feels right to be here at the moment doing this. Whether it's to say goodbye, whether it's to support her back at home, whether it's to support her in a nursing home. I want to do that. So staying in Dawlish isn't an option. It really isn't. It makes sense to be here. So the only thing I can simplify is uni. That is the only thing left that I can actually simplify. And if I think about it, another friend pointed out that with moving, having a year off means I can spend some time really settling into my flat here, connecting with Alcoholics Anonymous meetings around here to get myself nice and grounded. There is a lot of bonuses to having that year off. I can concentrate on writing. As I shared in a previous video, I'm now rethinking what I'm going to be doing when I've qualified, likely going into research, so I could also use this year to refocus myself on my new career trajectory and what I want to do. Because I'm near Brighton and London, there's more opportunities for different volunteer work, for experience over that year before starting the final module. As I'm talking, it sounds like, it is the best option, isn't it? To defer. So why am I so hesitant? Why is it that I'm so hesitant to say? I think I'm just worried that I'm being lazy. I think there's a bit of me that thinks, am I just like, I should just get on with it. Just get on with studying, just stop being so lazy, Because it's all going to settle down soon, isn't it? So there's that. And there's the worry that I'll regret it, that, mum might be completely fine in a month, and then I'll be like, oh God, I've got another year before I can study. There's all of that. It's just so hard. And it's also the fact that I've just had anaesthetic, as somebody pointed out, I can't really make a decision right now, and I've got to. My module starts tomorrow, so my advisor has given me until Monday morning, realistically, to make this decision, which is great because it really needs to be today, but she's managed to sort it out that I've got the weekend to talk to you lot, talk to other people, and just to make sure what it is I want to do. I think I'm probably more leaning towards deferring, but I just really welcome people's thoughts, just if there's things I haven't thought about, for example, The key thing I have to remember is that everything in my life that I'm doing is only possible if I've got good mental health. I still have to be very, very careful, in terms of my recovery and what have you. Life events are very tough, and when you factor in ill parents, moving, surgery, all of that, that's a lot of stressors. And if I'm not mentally well, then I can't look after my mum, I can't change career, I can't study, so my mental health has to come first. And so if I think about it like that, if I'm putting my mental health first, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's having some time off. I don't want to spread myself thin. I want to look after mum very well, and I want to do study very well. So once everything's moved and in place, I'll then be able to concentrate on both. But I've not got that option, so defer, get everything in place, and then by the time I start in October, even if mum is worse, I'll only be doing those two things, studying and mum. So have I just talked myself into deferring? I don't know. I just wanted to share it with you because I feel really pickled today about it all. I really do. Life is just bonkers, isn't it? It's like it ticks along merrily for a while. Sometimes it's even a bit boring, and then suddenly everything changes all at the same time, and you're just like, wow, what's going on? it feels really exciting in a lot of ways. I'm really looking forward to moving here. I made it official this morning with my letting agent in Dawlish. They're officially putting the property on the market, so I shall be moving from Dawlish early mid-November. Got 2 friends helping me to move stuff down. Haven't found a flat yet, so I'm likely to be putting stuff into a storage locker and just staying at mum's for a while. Ugh, it's all just so up in the air, isn't it? It's just, I feel like I should be freaking out at everything that's going on, but I'm not. It's all intense and it's all a bit unnerving, but at the same time it feels right. It all does feel right. So, you know, I just need this decision about uni to feel right now. I'm not quite there, and I feel like I'm waiting for something to happen in my head to make me decide one way or the other. So yeah, 72 hours to decide. So if you've got any words of wisdom, thoughts, offers of support, kicks up the butt, whatever you want to provide, it's always very, very welcome. You know that. I love sharing all of this with you lot. But yeah, I'll update soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.